And they put out a statement, and I thought it was very interesting. I actually just read this to my students recently, and that is they found that over 40% of all patient care activity across all disciplines and subdisciplines of physical therapy were with older adults. And I think that's very telling. You know, we're getting to the point in our society, because of the growing aging population, and it's growing exponentially now with the boomers becoming seniors in a sense, that it's not an option if you want to work with older adults. It really comes down to, are you prepared to work with them, and how prepared are you? And right now, there are not a lot of really what I would say high quality preparation programs, and that could be certification programs, or it could be continuing education programs. Now, I'm not saying all of them are bad. Certainly, there are some ones that are better than others, and ones that I prefer or like, and I send people to. But I think there have been some gaps in kind of the information that is conveyed, and the skills that are developed, and just the overall preparation of professionals to work with this population. So I think this certification that we're putting together will fill some of those gaps. When you look at kind of the standards that exist specifically for working with older adults, you know, in the United States, there really are no standards. You know, there are some certification programs that are out there that a lot of membership organizations will offer to their members, or they might just be a standalone certifying entity, and they have multiple certifications, different areas that they're putting out. But really, it's unregulated. There really is no standard as far as, if you want to work with an older adult, what credentials do you need to have? That certainly is lacking. Canada is very similar. There is no set standard for that. Now, if you go abroad, if you go to the United Kingdom and to any of the European Union countries, there are some standards that have developed. And how they kind of structure their standards is what's called a qualification framework, an EQF. And it really revolves around just employment in general. So any field this could really apply to. And the whole idea is that in order to be successful in that field, you need to enter at a certain level, and in order to move up or advance, you need to move up to a different level. And so each discipline kind of structures where it falls in that qualification framework. And the whole idea is to be able to compare credentials from country to country. And so even though there might be some specifics that a country might have over another country regarding credentials, this is a way to kind of compare across the board. And so fitness has begun to use this kind of framework for their fitness standards. And so they're falling in line with this. I think the UK is probably more structured than any of the other countries. I know I have a number of colleagues in the UK who offer training programs for professionals, and they fall into the qualification framework, and they can really structure it that way. So, and that's a much better model. You know, that shows there is some sort of standard. Now, not everybody might agree with what the standards are that have been set, but there certainly are standards, and it's kind of clear, if you want to work with this population, this is the type of qualification that you need to achieve, and then here are the providers that meet the standards of that qualification.